Cool. Got it.
Peanut butter
All right,
jelly.
cool, got it, was the first thing.
Oh.
So that was perfect.
Pog.
Welcome, everybody. I mean, it's only fitting that Cirrus has the first line. There we have it, folks. It is the quote of the day. It is, cool. Got it.
All right.
Welcome
Cool.
to Ken's Tavern, everybody. Hey, Vio, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. Yes, Yaren, I'm here to welcome back to the tavern. It's been too long, my friends. I think it's been like 3 weeks, which is just too long without D&D. I think we are all starving for D&D goodness, so it is good to be back. We're excited to have another...
Hey, besties.
Go ahead.
I said, hey, besties.
Okay, besties. Woo whoop. But welcome back to another episode of Taking Hell Cerusly. We will be continuing on our backstory adventure with Cirrus and how Cirrus escapes from hell, along with, of course, Xylia. So, I mean, those are spoilers because we already know they get out at some point.
What?
The rest of the spoilers are everybody else. What happens? We
Wait,
don't know.
I'm out? What?
We're excited. Yeah, what? Wait, what? How does that happen?
When did
or
that
maybe
happen?
Peekaboo is actually just set in hell and we just didn't know it.
Or maybe it's all just a dream.
Maybe Cirrus just had a really good dream about random blue birds.
We've been here the whole time.
I don't know how you could dream up like Ivan and Vittore, and like that would be interesting. All right, everybody, here we go. So I'm going to give a quick rundown of what happened last session in the first episode of Taking Hell Seriously. We'll do a quick introduction, of course, of everybody that's here. And everybody's returning today, so it'll just be a really quick hello for people. And if you are turning in and you didn't catch the first episode, then it'll be quickly. And yeah, as always, this is Ken's Tavern. We are all... I mean, we play a lot, but we do all still feel like noobs, and that's totally fine. So if at some point we run into anything... I mean, this particular arc is kind of a real big mishmash of lots of different stuff. So if you're like, wait a second, that shouldn't be in D&D, I'll be like, I don't care. But...
Wow.
This is my campaign.
But realistically, I've pulled a lot of different things from various types of D&D campaigns into this one, so they won't all come from the same story. So it is a little bit of a homebrew. Sorry, not sorry. But rule-wise, if we do run into something, especially because we do have some characters that are created from, different places, we will sometimes have to work that out on the spot. And if you do have insight into that, or a rule or anything like that, you are more than welcome to put it into the chat. We really, really appreciate that. And if it takes too long, I will just make a call and we move on from there, and then I learn from my mistakes later. They are exactly that, guidelines. Very much. We play by pirate rules here.
Mistake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Other than that, though, please hang out, grab a special brew, and use that hydrate button because everybody has water, right?
I definitely have
Yes,
water.
DM.
Thank you. We are only going to go for a couple hours today, so it will be a bit of a shorter session. Our last few sessions have actually been really long, so I'm really proud of us. But this one will only be a couple hours because I have to run for a meeting in about 2 hours exactly. So we're going to get into this so we can get in as much D&D goodness as we can. But hopefully there won't be as long of a break before our next session. All right, here we go. So let's do a quick introduction of who is here today. Hi, I'm Magma, your DM of a few different campaigns here at Ken's Tavern, particularly our main campaign, which is the Peekaboo campaign. And then, what else do I do? No, I started the Under.
You're
You're a
really
nerd.
cool scientist.
Is that my only campaign
Weird
now?
science!
Now I feel confused. I feel like I had so many campaigns, but I don't. I have this one, and then the main
You have the evil one.
I was doing the evil one. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I just have this one. Wow, my whole identity is a lie. Anyway, so I'm one of the
Well,
DMs
always
here
come to start
with like
ones.
one campaign and then this backstory one, which kind of falls into the main campaign. So it's not really a separate one, but that's me. I also am playing the NPC, of course, Xylia today, as well as our other NPCs, but just particularly that's why Xylia is pictured here. She's a bit more featured in this particular adventure. Moving on to, of course, the star of the backstory arc here is Cirrus. Cirrus, tell us about yourself. Hi.
Hello. I'm serious. I'm a demon.
Cool, got it.
I'm hungry.
I thought you were
Nice.
serious.
I'm seriously hungry.
Never gets old. But in all seriousness or something, oh my god.
You butchered that.
In all seriousness,
Mhm.
Circe is played by that censored rat, also known as Marcus. Please make sure you throw Marcus a follow if you can, because Marcus does stream on Twitch as well. That censored rat, check him out.
That's
Moving
me.
along, we have Skippy, played by Satan Geronimo, also known as Yaren. What's up, Skippy?
I have the right to remain silent. Anything I say can and will be used against me in the court of hell.
Exactly, it's true. And
I
even
don't-
things you don't say will be held against you because it's hell, and we don't care if you say
Will be
it.
held against
Yeah.
me.
Alright,
Good
so
one.
we just lost everybody. Thanks so much, Skippy. Moving on from here, we've got Araya, played by Lady Echoes, but also Butterfly Angel, also Krista.
Yes. I have many names.
Comes by many monikers.
I confuse myself even. I'm a half elf ranger. That's it. I don't know. I'm
And she
also
has a
in the
puppy.
night.
She's got a puppy.
Yeah,
A
I
really
named him
big
Remus.
puppy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dire wolf. And I'm also in the Nightingale main cast if it ever gets off the ground again.
Exactly. It's coming back. We know it. Poxy
It's
will be
coming back.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Thoughts out for
She's trying
Poxy.
her
Poxy's working
best.
at the moment.
Yeah.
I know.
We will
I'm
be
just
back.
kind of
We miss
sad.
them.
I know. It sucked on Friday, and I feel bad too because I think part of it was that I couldn't post it just because I ended up having a meeting
Right.
with my new boss, and I was sad about that. So,
Also,
it's okay.
also, if Mikey ever starts his campaign, I'm in his campaign as well.
So am I.
nudge,
Yes.
nudge.
My bad for trying to move.
Yeah. Okay. So you just
Moving-
you just call that off, right? Like you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, D&D.
You don't need to move.
Getting a new house.
No.
No.
I mean, we all know what the priorities should be here.
Yeah.
D&D.
It's time.
Says the one that had to go to a meeting on Friday.
Shh.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. Oh.
Don't question me. Okay. Moving on from there, we've got Fuse, played by Dustin Echoes, also a streamer. Pretty much everybody. Throw everybody follows, please. I feel like it. Anyway, Dustin Echoes. Welcome.
Hello,
Welcome
I
back.
am Fuse. I am an artificer, also known as Argonis from the Peekaboo campaign, also known as Dustin. Hi.
AKA Argonis,
Hello.
AKA Dustin, AKA Dustin Echoes. So good. I love it. And last but not least, but I put him last because he's moving instead of playing D&D. It's Brooklyn,
I mean-
played by Mikey Likes It, AKA Mikey, AKA Ivan, AKA I don't know.
Sue.
Sue. Yeah.
Sue Lunch. Oh, yeah.
Sue Lunch.
AKA Sue Lunch.
Mhm.
Welcome back.
He will
Welcome back,
return.
Brooklyn.
That's all he says.
Excellent. Also a streamer, I think No, you're streaming now until you move, right? Like you're not on a break now.
Well, I don't really stream that much, but I streamed yesterday.
Yeah, I
You
saw
did.
that. Yeah, I was proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I don't really stream that much anymore.
We're gonna get back.
Oh,
to it.
sorry. I thought this was about me, but okay. Let's go about you.
If you're new to Ken's Tavern, I'm so sorry. It does take us a little while to get going because we all can't.
You gotta warm us up a little.
Yeah, we gotta just get in there. You gotta get to know us really as like people before you can invest in our characters. So that's yep, that's what it is.
Yep.
Nothing else. Okay, so now that we've been reintroduced to our characters and our players today, here is a very quick recap, I hope, of the first episode, because we all know I like to talk. So, first episode of Taking Hell Seriously, we began, of course, where else but hell, in the lowest level of hell, where we find the, of course, capital city of hell, where it is ruled currently by a king. The rulership is always, of course, ever-changing, but for now, the current king, Thausimus, has been the ruler for a little while. Thausimus does have a family, including his delinquent son, Cerus, who, of course, we all know and love from the Peekaboo campaign. This is Cerus's backstory. We started off by meeting Cerus and his grandmere in a strange little glen on the side of the cliffs of hell in front of all the lava, where the grandmere was trying to teach Cerus a bit of druid magic. We also then, of course... Sorry, go ahead.
Grandma.
Stop, you're giving it away.
I'm sorry.
Grandma and Cerus share a good little moment where they chat, but of course they have to head on back to the seat of hell, where Cerus's father is residing. On their way, Cerus stumbles into a hole in the ground where we find, of course, Franklin, who has been buried there as one of the many pranks that people like to pull on this undead, forever resident of this layer of hell. After meeting Franklin, Cerus, Franklin, and Grandmere continue on into town, where they check out the big sort of manor/castle where the quotation royal family of hell died. There, Cerus kind of wanders around the house a little bit. It's pretty quiet and empty, is unsure of what's sort of happening, tries to find his sister Xylia, but also notices that Xylia is not in her current room. Does meet Arthur the Raven, who we have met in Peekaboo with Xylia, so we do actually see him in hell. And he lets Cerus know that Xylia is not there right now, but is downstairs, basically. And that Cerus should be there too. So Cerus and Franklin make their way downstairs, and they happen across a interesting event where like, what's the word for it? Where Grandmere is actually being interrogated by Cerus's father, Thausimus, about teaching Cerus druid magic, and how, of course, Cerus is such a failure to his father for learning druid magic and generally not being as evil as he should be. Although Cerus has worked very hard to try to impress his father, his heart is just not in it. And really, he should just not have a heart if he is in hell, and that is why he's not the favorite son. While this is all going on, of course...
Only one son.
Exactly.
There's only one son, and somehow I'm not the favorite.
Yeah, it's exactly it. Like, you're not even my favorite son, but Dad, I'm your only son. Exactly.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Poor Cerus.
Oh, it's so good. While this is all going on, of course, there's actually a few more people that showed up. This is where we met, well, I mean, actually, we met them a little bit early on, but this all kind of happened concurrently, down in the pits of hell, where reside most of the individuals that are being tortured for infinity, reside Fuse, Rhea, and Skippy, all happening to escape at the exact same moment and make their way to, of course, an elevator that takes them out of the pits, because really, the technology here is quite advanced. All three of them happen to be making their most successful attempt at escaping from the pits at the same time, and they join together on Fuse's mismatched ride? UFO? Unsure. Rocket? Something like that.
It's something.
Flying machine?
It's definitely something.
They all happen to climb aboard this flying machine and avoid the fiends who would murder them in the blink of an eye, and get their way up to the elevator, along with, of course, Rhea's faithful direwolf Remus, and they are making their way out of the pit. At the same moment, Grandmere is banished back to wherever she came from, which we don't know yet, but she disappears in flames, and all that is left is a pile of ash. On the ground, Cerus is, of course, visibly and understandably upset about this particular occasion. Grandma. But Xylia lets Cerus know that she has a plan, or no, Xylia lets Franklin know that she has a plan, because Cirrus is taken away to the pits to think about all that he has done for a few hundred years, and hopefully that will make him into the favorite son out of one. So Thazamon, and of course Cirrus's mother Ongrid, who does nothing to stop this particular occasion other than send, please don't, and then okay. Cirrus gets sent off towards the pits. Okay. As he's going towards the pits, out of the pits, Rhizar escapees use Rhea and Skippy and Remus, of course. And there ensued a small battle against the henchmen of Thazamon, and they managed to succeed after some pretty incredible parkour from Franklin, including a missing jaw. Skippy does... I don't think Skippy did anything in that particular fight. But you did try, at least once.
Skippy was scared.
Skippy was scared and hid in the elevator, and it was not effective, but Skippy was there. Then there was... I'm like, I feel like there was like one time you took an action and then hid in the elevator. There was something.
I had like 2 actions and I missed both times, I think.
Okay. And of course, actually a very ingenious act from Fuse of letting his spaceship / flying machine / thing fly on ahead down the hallway, knocking over the fiends, which actually gave them a huge advantage for most of the fight, and almost taking out Franklin and Xylia on the way. But everybody managed to make their way together, introduce each other, and, of course, beat the henchmen, which is where we are at now. A couple of things that we do know is that Franklin remembers hearing about these things called soul coins, which Grandmere did speak into Cirrus's head during the banishment ceremony. To get out of hell, Cirrus would need to find the coins and take them to the ferrymen at the River Styx. Franklin does kind of remember that soul coins exist, and he may know of some locations of where those might be. Other than that, everybody was just sort of introducing themselves, and yeah, that's where we are. We're standing in a hallway outside the entrance to the pits. There's a couple henchmen, bodyguards that are dead on the ground, and the elevator back down into the pit, and the hall that leads back into the main castle in the seat of hell. That is where we are. Any questions? Whew.
No.
One question. Last session you gave me a dagger. Was I able to find another dagger, or
can I wait, like okay. At the end? I feel like you folks found you found like daggers on these guys.
Okay, because I can't remember if I picked up another one.
Okay. Yeah, I know each of the henchmen had one. And then I think Skippy had a branch. And I think Rhea had found her weapons in the pits.
I have a stick and a piece of the flying machine as a dagger.
Right, that's what it is. Yeah, stick and a shard of metal is what Skippy has. So, and then each of the guard did have a dagger. I think Cirrus picked up one.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering that detail correctly, because you stole it from behind and then you were trying to attack them as well. So I think Cirrus currently has one, so you might only have one Fuse.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember if we rolled for you to find weapons coming out of the pits.
I don't think we did or not.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember Rhea almost dying, and she's sitting. She like slumped down to the bottom of the elevator, and Remus came over and started licking her wounds.
Yeah, and Remus actually did a lot in that last fight, so kudos to Remus.
Yeah, he did.
He was like him and Franklin were just like bam. Bye henchmen. Everybody else is like, I'm gonna poke these henchmen to death. It's gonna be great. Right. We tried. We did our bestest. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. So, Franklin, I'll give you a little bit more information of what you know about these soul coins, so that if you want to, you can share. So, basically, Franklin, you know that you know of 5 soul coins. You're pretty sure. You know that 1 is in the undead forest, 3 are in the bog, and 1 is actually here in the seat of hell. The ones in the bog and the undead forest, you're a little bit unsure of like where those would be. You just have heard rumors that that's kind of where they are.
Okay.
These things are fairly rare, so it's not something that's around frequently. Like, people just don't have soul coins. So the fact that there are 5 is like a concrete thing that you would know, because it's a pretty big deal if someone has one. But they get exchanged between hands pretty frequently as everybody like murders each other and backstabs and all of that good stuff to try to get a hold of the soul coin. You do know the one in the seat. You have a fairly good idea of where in the city it is, and you're pretty sure that it's at like one of the main sort of really seedy hell bars that is here in the seat of hell. You know it's called the Boots Pub, named really selfishly after whoever owns the pub, named Boots.
Wow. Boots. Gotcha.
But yeah, the other 4 are in the bog and the undead forest. If I say reside one more time, I swear. I think I've said it 10 times today already. Reside. Put away that word. Anyway,
11.
You know that 4 currently remain in the bog and in the undead forest, but you are unsure of the owners of those currently. The one in the seat, though, is pretty famous for being at the Boots Bar.
Is this the bog of internal stench by chance?
The bog of internal stench. I'm not sure. They just call it the bog. But you do know, like, all of you would sort of have a good idea of the map. And you know the river Styx lies beyond the undead forest. And the undead forest is beyond the bog. So you're going to have to go through the bog and the undead forest to even get to the river Styx.
We need to leave.
Well, yeah.
Unless you want to just
that was the plan.
Stay here in front of these guards until they wake up.
I think they're dead.
I
They're
think
dead.
yeah, I think the plan was kind of to leave.
I start poking them.
One grunts. Just kidding.
Oh God!
You never die in hell.
That's
good to
all
know.
bud. Okay, Franklin.
Xylia kind of looks around. Okay, I think you had dragged them into the elevator. I think you did drag the bodies in there. I'm trying to remember how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure you
So
dragged them into there. Mm-hmm.
We
Well,
should
let's
send
send
them
the
down.
elevator back down then.
I send them down with a rabbit.
Can I search the bodies for the other dagger before we send them down?
We had fully searched them, so there.
Oh, we did. Okay, all right.
I don't remember who got it last time. I'm gonna be fair. I should have listened to that last part again, like taken that note. But Sears had one of the daggers. The other dagger, I don't remember who picked it up. It could have been you. So unless someone else really wants to fight for the dagger, it's yours.
I'm good. I have 2 of my own.
And I think Franklin
Skippy,
just
do you want-
punches.
Yeah, he doesn't use weapons. He has nothing. He barely has clothes on him.
Yeah, Xylia already has her own weapons, so she doesn't need it.
Skippy, do you want an actual dagger?
I think Skippy is too much of a wuss to actually hold a decent weapon.
That's not what the picture says. You're holding an axe.
He
Yes,
is
but
scared.
that's Skippy in demon form.
Mm.
All right.
Franklin doesn't know this, obviously. Sorry. Continue.
Xylia's gonna sort of notice you digging around there, Fuse, for an extra dagger. Like, you have the one. She's gonna offer you her other one because she does have a couple. If you want a second one, I have an extra one. I use my sickle anyway. Maybe
Shiny. Thank you.
Welcome.
Franklin starts just moseying off because he knows we shouldn't just stay here.
He looks like he knows the way. I'm gonna follow him.
He starts heading towards the city.
Okay, Franklin, we'll catch up with you. Does anybody need any healing, or are we okay to continue on? What's everybody?
I could use some healing.
I healed myself last time, so I'm almost to full health. I'm at 21 points. And,
29. Yeah.
yeah, and 29 is
I'm
my
feeling
max.
pretty good.
All right.
I don't need it per se, but I could use the last 9 points to gain full health again. It would be nice, but it's not necessarily.
How many do
needed.
you have still?
39, so like I said, it's not needed.
Okay, yeah, I think you're okay.
I surprisingly
You
have,
have 39.
full hit points.
Nice.
Because they were hitting on me, not you most of the time.
Wait, they were hitting on Ray?
They were hitting on you.
Whoa,
They're all just, oh, hey. I
Do
like
we
your
hear a
dog."
love
Come
interest?
here often.
Let's flirt our way out of hell.
This has changed the entire campaign. Oh dear. Anyway, all
Anyway.
right. Xylia kind of looks after Franklin. Okay, so I know we need to really get out of here, but we can't just walk through the castle with a bunch of escapees from the pit and my brother, Franklin. What's the plan?
We need to move.
We need to move and groove.
Sounds logical.
Let's move it, move it. Let's move it, move it.
Are we still in the elevator?
We're
Yes,
by the elevator.
we're standing next to the elevator. Just chatting it up.
Does anybody have any way to disguise people or anything like that?
I do not. No, I do
What?
not.
I actually do have. I have a disguise kit. Oh wait, no.
Franklin just stares blankly, and he just casts
Hang on.
Pass Without a Trace.
You
Actually,
have passed
wait,
those
no,
days?
no, I can't cast it yet.
Yeah.
All my slots are used. We have to rest first.
Okay.
Yeah, I do actually. My spells
Actually,
are gone.
scratch that. I do not have a disguise kit. I can just
Oh no,
use
oh wait,
one.
that's
You're
not even my
also-
character.
you're
I'm an
also
asshole. That was somebody else's character.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Oh
funny.
my god.
I
That's-
have disguise self, but that's not helpful. For Xylia.
That wasn't even me.
Okay,
Well,
well,
I don't have to hide. I'm just undead.
We have
be careful, I guess. So Xylia turns. Okay, so Circe and I, we know the castle. We know where we need to go. There's one other branch out of this tunnel. One leads right to the throne room. Not probably a good idea. I don't know if people are still in there, but probably not the best plan of attack to take all of you and currently my fugitive brother through the throne room. That probably would be a bad idea. The other tunnel does go out through the kitchens. It might be an okay way to go. We would probably see most of the servants of the house, and they probably are aware of the situation, but we might be able to intimidate or charm our way through them if we see them. They're just imps, so ideally they're gonna be pretty...
Well, I have an idea.
Mm.
If you find some like chains and shackles, you could pretend to be taking us back to the jail.
By walking away from it. I see.
The elevator's broken.
Xylia politely thinks about this for like a moment. That's not a great idea. I appreciate the thought though. I'm trying really hard to be positive, but to be
idea
honest, this
in
goes against my
theory.
usual nature. In theory, yes, but we're walking away from the pit, so
All right, so currently we're inside the castle still,
yeah.
Yes.
and we're trying to get to basically the city, right? Which is the outside area of the castle.
Yep.
And there's
Yep.
only
Well,
so we're literally
Franklin,
in a hallway right now.
Yep.
I thought we were like we're out. I thought we were outside of it.
No, basically there's like a tunnel that leads from the throne room that goes straight to the pit, and there was one
Okay.
pathway that you passed on your way, Franklin, and Xylia's like pretty sure it goes through the kitchens, and then out.
So this is like a dead end right here.
Yeah, it just goes to the pits.
Wow, this hell sucks. I thought it was like an open area, but no.
To the pit? No. One way in.
Pit sucks.
Pit does suck. It is the pits.
All right. Well, because like the issue is I'm looking at a lot of the characters and everybody needs to be able to probably rest a little bit if we have a chance. So I don't know if we need to head to the kitchen and see if there's maybe a spot to hide for a little bit. This is all out of character because Franklin would just like
Yeah, Cirrus, like, you're trying to, like, think of which would be the best way here. Both you and Xylia, of course, know the house pretty well. You would know, like, the kitchen is pretty big, and again, it's just full of imps, and they're usually just really busy running around. Like, it's like the imp that was cleaning up after all your sand.
Yeah.
So they're pretty focused on doing their job. Like, they don't want to be in trouble. They would be very aware of what has happened because they're, like, everywhere. They're always, like, in the wall, and they're always watching, but they don't tend to get involved because they don't want to get in trouble. So they would be pretty aware that Cirrus has been sent to the pit at this point and should be there and not in the kitchen, but they're pretty weak. They're just a bunch of imps. So it wouldn't be hard to, like, blast your way through there if you needed to. But it's a pretty big kitchen where there may be some spots that you could hang and maybe spend some time. A lot of the other, like, upper people in hell are not going to be in the kitchen. Like, they're not coming down to cook.
What if we run through the kitchen? Just run.
oh,
Without battle cries.
oh.
We could just camp out. We could definitely just camp out in the kitchen.
Because a short rest is an
Yeah.
hour. So if we camp out if we attempt to camp out in the kitchen for an hour, I don't know if that would help you guys with a short rest at all.
Might help me because then I could cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
So you'd gain that ability back
Mm-hmm.
with a short rest. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So it sounds like the kitchen is our best bet.
Yeah.
Well, better than here.
True.
I start walking towards the kitchen.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay. So you all keep back up the tunnel itself, and you head up towards where you saw the fork go off toward the kitchen, Franklin. As you go through, the tunnel becomes, like, quite a bit smaller. This is obviously not a pathway that most people use. This seems to be just, like, a connection from the kitchen to the throne room in a different way so that these imps don't have to go through the hallways. So it gets pretty small and a little bit tight. How many are, like, tallest person? I think we have a fairly big group. This so different.
I think I'm probably the tallest.
Cirrus would be pretty
No,
tall.
Serious would be pretty big.
Yeah, Cirrus and Xylia.
Yeah.
I'm a tall guy.
Yeah. So Cirrus and Xyla will probably have to really, really crouch and almost get to the point, like, where they might have to, like, crawl just because it's so short. But, like, Franklin, you're probably crouching. Rhea, you're probably crouching. But Skippy, Fuse, you're probably doing okay. But it gets, like, really, really squishy. Obviously not built for tall people to be coming through this pathway. You start to see, like, in this little path, too, you start to see these little outcroppings on each side. And you can look in and you see these little doors. And, like, it seems to be little dorm rooms for these imps. So as you're going through, you kind of notice there's, like, a couple little rooms on either side, like, tiny little hallways that are, like, not feasible to even try to get into, but it almost looks like the weirdest little college dorm for imps. You see a couple of them are hanging out on their breaks. They all kind of give you a strange look as you go by because it's pretty unusual to see someone taking this pathway. And you see a couple are, like, playing games. There's, like, a time clock on the wall on the outside of some of these doors where as they go back to work, they're sort of checking in. But yeah, you see kind of, like, all of these imps hanging out on their breaks or whatever it is that they're doing here. As you kind of go through these tunnels. You make your way through, it starts to widen out a little bit, and then the walls start to become lined with this red, dark brick of the usual castle itself. And you come across the sort of backside of a fireplace. It's extremely hot, but you're kind of on the other side of the chimney, and then the pathway sort of curves around this little fireplace as it comes out into the big kitchen. The kitchen itself is like it's Hell's Kitchen. Sorry. That made me laugh really, really hard for no reason. Anyway, Hell's Kitchen. It looks great. It's very well equipped. Again, like a lot of the things in Hell are a little bit more advanced in a really odd way because things in Hell kind of exist outside of the regular time. It's less of like a medieval kitchen and does actually have things like steel and stuff like that in here. It's kind of an eclectic mix of various kitchen utensils and contraptions. So Fuse, you're probably in heaven looking at all of these different things that are around here. You see a bunch of these imps are running around. Oh, hydrate, everybody.
Hydrate.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Thank you for the hydrate.
You see a bunch of these imps are running around. They all have tiny little hats on, and they're all cooking up a storm or serving up plates. And you see sort of one main imp with like a nicer hat and a little coat is kind of screaming at all the other imps, almost for no purpose. Like all of the imps are working really, really hard and scrambling around like as fast as they can go, but this imp is just sitting there like consistently yelling at them. Definitely you hear, "Are you an idiot sandwich?" and all of that awesomeness of Hell's Kitchen, of course. And he's kind of yelling and directing them as they go. He's not doing anything. He's just standing there yelling at everybody. So you're not really sure if it serves a purpose, but he seems to be in charge of the kitchen. You see a big, long, sort of L-shaped counter space where everything is being prepared. There are multiple, like, fiery stoves lit on the sides of the kitchen. It's very, like, high vaulted ceiling. No windows, but it seems to be really bright from all the sources of flame. And then off to sort of the right, there are some smaller tables. Nobody is sitting at them, but there are sort of smaller tables set up right side of the kitchen. The far side, you see two entrances that go off into the rest of the house. One seems to be the hallway that probably goes to the dining room. It's a little bit more fancy. And then the other one kind of goes off into sort of the behind the walls areas where a lot of these imps are passing in and out, just taking plates of food up to the various denizens of the house. Yeah. What would you like to do?
I missed
Not
that
attract
entire
any
thing because
attention.
after somebody did hydrate, I lost internet connection.
Uh-oh.
Basically, we're in the kitchen, and that we can go through halls if we wish, or we can just stare at all the little imps running around. You want to
Okay.
stare?
Well,
I like
Well,
staring.
I don't want. I don't think we
Let's
should
keep
stand
moving.
here and have them stare at us.
Yeah, you can definitely tell, like, the imps are confused. You've just come out from behind the fireplace, which is, like, their hallway. They're definitely confused that they're there. They all look at Cirrus and Xylia with both fear, but also kind of, like, a concern, because, of course, they know Cirrus is supposed to be headed towards the pits, but Xylia is still, like, the crown princess of Hell as well, and so they're sort of torn between what to do here, but they're really, really busy and they don't want to stop to even bother with you folks. You hear some yelling from the main imp. Go ahead.
Franklin walks up and grabs a plate and acts like he's going to take it somewhere.
Immediately, you pick up like one of these plates. Like the imp doesn't want to let go. Oi, that's my plate. I'm taking it upstairs. Hey.
I just lift him up and I keep walking.
He's yelling at you. One of the other imps like jumps onto the counter, puts a hat on your head. You have to wear the uniform. The main imp
Yeah,
starts yelling at
Franklin.
you. Stat, get that out the door. Stat, go.
Start taking the uniform off the imp and attempting to put it on myself.
God.
It fits over like one hand. It's basically a puppet, like a puppet costume.
Right.
at least we have some. At least we have like a disguise now.
Yeah, no one will know.
Yeah, I'm taking all the hats off of everybody and putting them on our group.
Ramus kind of growls at you as you come
Alright, so-
towards Freya.
So you're saying that there's currently 2 exits right now?
Yeah, 2 exits. So one, you're fairly certain goes into like the main house, probably the dining room, as this is the kitchen. Of course, Cirrus and Xylia would know. Yes, it's headed towards the dining room. And then the other one, Cirrus might know more because Cirrus, you tend to try to avoid people in the house. Xylia has no idea where the other door goes, but it looks to be like much more, like just not decorated, basically. So it's probably towards like the back end of the house where these imps kind of come out of the little holes in the walls to go and clean up dust and things like that. So it seems to be sort of behind the scenes.
Which way, Cirrus?
Oh, I thought we were gonna take a little break here so that.
Do you think they'll let us?
I mean, they're
Just look around at all the little imps.
they're imps. They can't really do much, and Xylia is here with us, so.
Xylia
I go
nods.
sit.
Let me see if I can get us some food.
What if we have a break, like, outside of the kitchen so no one sees us? Skippy starts shaking
Nobody's
while proposing that.
Nobody's gonna be coming in here anyway, except for imps, and they stay out of stuff. So.
Xylia nods.
How can you be sure,
No one
though?
else in the house is going to be caught dead in the kitchen. This is not where we would be.
Franklin just sits down in the middle of the kitchen.
The imps all like
Fuse-
have to part way around you. Like, this little, like,
Fuse just
river
walks
of
over,
imps.
picks up a plate of food and sits down and starts eating.
you hear these little imps like all go, ah! And they look at Xylia. She goes, plates, all of them. We want food here at this table. We will be here for like an hour. Food consistently. That's what I want from you. This is what I demand. Bring it. All the imps kind of look confused, but they're also scared. She manages to kind of intimidate them just by being there, and they all run off to try to replenish the plates as quickly as possible. And yeah, so they bring them all over to this little table at the side. Franklin sitting in the middle of the floor.
I'm just staring at a plate of food.
Is there a box or a chest for Skippy to hide in?
You could definitely see that there's like kind of boxes of herbs and like dried things. There's definitely some like cold boxes. Like but probably not a lot of like empty chests. Like they're all gonna be full of kitchen supplies and like various foods.
Can I hide in a cupboard?
Sure. Roll me a d20 and I'll let you know if you find a cupboard you can fit into.
Or I'm
What
a
kind
little
of-
rabbit, so it shouldn't be a problem, right?
What kind of food is on these plates? Is it like
Come on.
It's sort of a smattering. Like this is like the royal house, so all of the food looks actually really good. None of it is like weird, disgusting food. Like it seems to be normal food from various regions. You see kind of like the usual like roasted potatoes. There's some sort of like roast beast of some kind. There's like various regional dishes that you can see that must be from different areas of the main like mortal world, but also things that are like very unrecognizable. There's like weird blue vegetables. There's strange looking, like you think it might be meat, but it kind of tastes like fruit. So everything is like good and looks good and tastes good, but it's so unrecognizably like an assortment of weird things.
My compliments to the chef.
I'm gonna put a plate down for Remus and watch him eat.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely
I got
like
a six,
eats the
by the
roast
way.
beast, but avoids the blue vegetable.
He doesn't like his vegetables. Tell him all the time to eat his vegetables and he doesn't.
The chef comes up, like the main chef that's yelling at everybody, he comes up to look at the vegetables on this plate on the floor. Not even a dog would eat this! You're fired! You're fired! He's see imps throwing
Oh.
their hats on the floor and like running off towards the dorm rooms crying.
Not even a
Skip,
top
Skippy
twenty.
rolled a 6, by the way. A 6 to get inside of a cupboard.
You do not find an empty cupboard. You find lots of cupboards that are full of like dried goods and various things. Do you want to try hiding in one anyway, or leave it at that?
Yes, I would like to hide in a cupboard full of stuff.
Okay. Skippy, you're trying to get into this cupboard. You knock over like a bunch of flour. It all like explodes all over the floor. You've just created this huge mess. Like it's so obvious that you're in there. It's just silly. And like one of your ears is like sticking out.
That's fine, as long as I feel safe.
You feel safe in the baking
Yay.
cupboard. You see a bunch of imps, like the ones that just got fired, like change jobs. They run over and start sweeping up the flour on the ground and like tidying up. They've been demoted from the kitchen. The kitchen's like the best job in the house, but they've lost it. Very sad.
Rip.
Well, yeah, rip indeed.
Yeah, so you all sort of eat your food. It keeps getting like replenished. Like as you're going, it's kind of an all-you-can-eat buffet. They keep bringing up food for you every time you finish your plate. You sort of eat until you're full. You have no idea some of the things that you've eaten, but it's all like super delicious. And yeah, you all kind of get your short rest in
1 hour.
Nobody comes into the kitchen other than these imps. They all sort of are still kind of confused as to why you're there, but they've been thoroughly intimidated by Xylia and are happy to just keep feeding you as long as they're not in trouble.
All right, everyone
Does
take
a
a short rest.
heal anything?
Yeah, I took my short
You can
rest,
use
but
hit dice.
but it didn't do anything.
Sorry, are we all trying
Yeah,
to figure out how
I-
to use a short rest? Is that what's happening?
Well, I clicked on the short rest and it like literally did not do anything for me.
Oh, it didn't give you any. Yeah, I don't think you get. I think spell slots are long rests.
Spell slots might be long rests, and then I think certain types of characters will be able to replenish things
Yeah.
on their short rest.
Correct.
It
I
really
did get my
depends.
action surge back.
Yeah,
Mm.
I got a few stuff back as well.
Oh, well, this might have helped me. I didn't click any of the. I didn't click the reset maximum HP. That's why. I didn't click anything.
You didn't click on the. Well, you're supposed to. Oh, did you hit the take a short rest and then it says confirm?
Yeah, that's what I did. I don't know. I don't know how this works.
It would
Neither do
probably
I.
usually say in your actions if you can be.
So if I just hit short rest, I have the thing that comes up and
Mhm.
it says recover, reset maximum HP during this rest, and then it has my ranger, and then it says hit dice 1d10 minus 1 plus total 5. I don't know, and then it's got the little boxes under there. But if I just hit take short rest without clicking any of those, it doesn't do a thing for me.
So I think with a short rest, you can use your hit dice, however many you have, to regain health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how health
And then-
would work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look through your character sheet here too to see. I don't. It doesn't seem to look like you would regain it on a short rest. That it.
The spell slots.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Usually it
I
would say
found-
like spend points or every short rest you can regain this many. Like it like a sorcerer
Mhm.
would usually be like that. You can spend points to regain and things.
So I would still be at 21.
Unless you
hit
use a hit dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you
So-
select the hit dice and hit short rest, it should give you a little bit of health.
And if
I-
you
Right?
did
I
anybody else
selected
do that
all
as
5
well?
of my hit dice.
I
I
okay,
selected all
so
5 of my hit dice, took a short rest, and it regenerated exactly nothing.
I think you have to actually
Okay.
roll the hit dice.
okay, so what do I roll for a hit dice then?
It should say, like, if you click on the short rest drop down, it should say either some fuse is a 1d8 or a 1d10 if I'm using my fighter hit dice.
Oh, okay, I have Mine says Ranger 1d10.
Okay, yeah, so you would roll a d10 and regain whatever hit points you
Well, it
roll.
says 1d10 minus 1, and then it
So
says
roll,
total
yeah,
equals
roll the
5.
hit die, or roll the d10 and then minus 1 from the total.
And then you've got 5 of those for every short.
4.
For every
Right.
Okay. So
long
I
rest,
think
Okay,
basically.
now I
4?
understand.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm almost at full. Okay.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Okay, so if anybody regained
All
it, while you all are sitting there, Xylia's gonna pull out her violin here and play a little bit of a tune for a song of rest. So if any of you folks did regain hit points, you'll regain an extra 1d6 hit points from listening to the song.
Awesome.
Wouldn't her violin playing attract attention though?
Nah, we're inside of a
she's just
kitchen.
like quietly playing. Yeah, quietly playing her violin.
Plus, like
Also-
I'm guessing the kitchen is like kind of like it's not like a normal castle where everything's really close and connected. I feel like there's a lot of tunnels.
It's like a castle / manor. Like it's not laid out like a medieval castle where this is connected directly to anything. Like this is a house where they've hidden the kitchen back in this corner down a hallway. And it's definitely not like dinner time either. Like you can tell like this is just frequent. People are just getting food to their rooms or wherever it is that they are. So they're just consistently serving. This isn't like they're setting up for dinner or anything particular.
Okay.
So yeah, she quietly plays the violin. You grab your 1d6.
Skippy isn't stressing anymore.
All right. So all of you are done with your short rests. The imps kind of clear up your dishes. And yeah, you've got your pathways out. Either the one back the way you came out the fireplace, the one that probably goes to the dining room, and then the other one that's behind the scenes.
Franklin gets up from his full plate of food still.
I just stared at it. A couple more imps get fired. Not even an undead person would eat this garbage. You're fired. A lot of jobs were lost today.
Cerus,
Huh?
we need to get out.
Yeah, I know.
We need to leave.
Yeah, I know.
It's what your grandmother would want.
I know.
Silas
Do you
gonna
know
go ladder
where-
down the hallway that goes to the dining room? I mean, I know this way goes out. It's not that time of, for a meal, so there might not be anybody in there. But I have no idea where the other pathway goes.
The other pathway is just kind of like it's just where the imps go to pop through the walls.
Can we pop through walls?
Out
Can
of
we?
character, hey DM, can we pop through walls?
I mean, like you've seen the little doorways where these imps kind of jump
Yeah,
out from the wall. Like they're imp-sized doors. So the
Yeah.
answer is probably no.
I feel like some of you taller people might have
Yeah,
some issues.
like, I mean, when you say "can I pop through walls," I mean you could break down a
You could
wall,
attempt it.
maybe, but
That'd be great.
but it's not gonna be like you can use these little imp doors effectively. Like that's not.
Does the hallway lead anywhere else? Is it literally just for the imps to go through the walls?
We don't know.
So yeah, so Cirrus, you kind of know of these places. You have your specific ways that you would usually go. Like you have one from your room that you know of, and you've kind of created a place where you can exit your room and kind of make your way out of the house without being seen by anybody, and that's like your usual path so that you don't have to run into people in the house. This particular one to the kitchen, you don't know where this path might go. You know that they're all interconnected. Basically, an imp can go anywhere in the house without being seen from here. So you know that everything's interconnected, but you don't particularly know that area.
Okay. If we go out the dining hall, would I know how to sneak us out, like, without getting seen?
Like into the
In the
main
dining
This is your
hall.
house.
Yeah.
So from the dining hall, basically the dining hall is on the other side of where you went into the throne room in the last episode. You're on the other side of the house now. So the dining room goes back out towards sort of the main entrance. You will pass a couple of like offices. So where your father's sort of staff work. So like his second in command, Dorless, like the vampire, her office is down that hallway. Like, again, no one might be in the dining room at this time because it's not like a big meal. You haven't heard of there being a big event or anything like that today, that they would be hosting anybody, but you would definitely have to be pretty sneaky getting through the house, but it would be probably the fastest way to the main door because it's the dining room, a hallway with some offices maybe, and some seating areas, and then the main entrance where you came in. So quickest way would be that way, but you'd have to be extremely sneaky and lucky. The way that's behind the walls, you're not sure of the exact direction you would need to go, so it's probably going to take you longer to get through there, but you wouldn't have to be as sneaky because it's just imps.
Okay, well,
Franklin,
I have
go ahead.
extremely bad luck. So,
Well, Franklin looks around, looks at all the different party members. Then I turn towards the Zala. Zala?
Xylia.
Mm-hmm.
I words. Franklin can't speak. I can't speak. Zalila. Z. Hey, Z.
Exactly. It is Zalila.
Zalia.
That is
Zalia. That's so weird. Okay. Can I just call you Princess?
She shrugs. Sure. Sounds great.
All right. Princess. I think we can go to the dining.
Well, hold on, because how sneaky are you all?
It doesn't. Well, honestly, for Franklin and Xyla, whatever, Z Princess.
Oh, you two can go. Yeah.
Yeah, we would be your scouts basically, because there is no reason for them to think of anything that has happened yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
For those two characters, because we're not running away as prisoners. It's like I've been walking around for centuries, so I can just wander off. But
Pretty much.
Yeah, so it would be best for us to, like, you guys can follow us, and we can kind of just go out there and see if there's anything's up and deal with the situation as it comes. But
I'm pretty
that way,
I'm pretty stealthy, so if you have to stealth, I'm pretty stealthy.
Yeah, fuses too.
Franklin is completely stealthy.
I won't say that Cirrus is because
Xylia sort of like thinks about this. Franklin, you make a good point. What if we do go ahead, like you said, scout out? If it's going to be really difficult for everybody to get through there, we come back and we take the other direction. But if there's no one there, we might as well just take the easy way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I walk over to where Skippy's hiding. Come on.
We could also try and get Arthur to scout ahead, maybe a little bit, Xylia.
Xylia's like, good idea, Arthur. I'm just gonna roll for Arthur, the smoky raven that's sitting there. Hold on.
Also, Rhea, you have Pass Without a Trace, right?
Yeah, she can't use it though.
Yeah, I can't use it. I need to do a long rest to be able to use it. Yeah.
Xylia turns to see Arthur. He's like sitting up on one of the cupboards, just this little smoky raven, watching everybody in the kitchen. Arthur, can you scout ahead for us and just tell us if there's anybody there? It would make it really easy. Arthur cackles and pieces out. Just like poofs into a cloud of smoke. Xylia's like, I'm not sure if that was a yes or a no.
Franklin Church is wandering off down the hall toward the dining area.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that as a no.
Yeah, I mean, we have a pretty decent relationship, but he still likes to play his tricks sometimes, so...
He kind of just laughed in your face.
Yeah.
And said, peace
we're
out.
having a day. Well,
yeah.
You know what? maybe he'll come back, but otherwise, I'm gonna go with Franklin, and well, I don't know. We need like some sort of signal. How can I tell you folks to follow, or just follow behind us, and then we can signal if someone's there. I will very loudly say, "Would you like to hear my violin?" If I see anybody, and then you folks run back to the kitchen.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Very loudly saying it. Okay.
I am now playing my violin.
I am now going to perform.
All right, Frankenstein, let's go. Oh yeah, you've already.
Frankenstein.
She kind of
Sorry,
hurries to catch up with
His
you.
name is Franklin.
Frankenstein.
barking.
Right? Yeah, Frankenstein. Okay.
Frankenstein.
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 Frankensteiny. She follows you, Franklin, as you make your way out of the kitchen and down this sort of fancier hallway. As you come out, you come into the dining room. She sort of slowly and cautiously follows you out, but you come into this big dining room. It's all dark, like black velvet curtains. There's torches lit on the side of the room, but the center of the table is just this long, like dark ebony wood. There's no one in here. There's a couple imps that are polishing various pieces of ancient artifacts on the sides of the walls. They're like polishing portraits on the walls of the royal family. You see like a really awkward picture of Cirrus where it's like, you know, those yearbook photos where you're like, ooh, that was an awkward time. You see a really bad photo of Cirrus. Everybody else looks like really good, but Cirrus's picture was like, they're like, it's fine, just go with it, just put it up.
He likes sneezing, you know, when they kick you in a sneeze.
But it's like a painting. So like they had to sit there and paint it, but they just were like, that's it. That's the moment we captured, and it's like Cirrus sneezing. There's again just the imps in here, but you don't see anybody else. And you see on the opposite side there is like this big archway that leads off into sort of the further hall of the house.
Franklin starts just walking straight towards that hall.
Yeah, the imps again sort of eye you as they pass, but they're pretty focused on their work. You hear a couple of them mutter about you, Franklin. They're like, that's the guy with the sand. Yeah, watch him. He always makes bad sand piles. And they're all kind of watching you as you go. You can tell that there's probably a wanted poster of Franklin's face up in some of those dorm rooms now. You find your way to the hallway, and this one looks very similar to the one sort of on the other side that you went through to get to the throne room. So very stately. Again, it's a lot of this like black marble work. There's torches lit. This particular hallway, there's no entrance to the big throne room in the middle, but you do see really huge, like ornate doors on the sides of the hallways that probably lead into these offices. Roll me a luck check, please, Franklin.
All right, lucky. That is a straight D.
Straight D20, yeah.
Big money, no whammies. A natural 1.
Oh.
Very lucky.
Okay. Franklin, you're sort of heading off into the hallway. Xylia quickly kind of jogs to catch up. She follows you along, and just as you're sort of stepping into the hallway, you start to hear voices from the other side. You hear kind of conversation going on, and Xylia sort of hisses at you, Franklin, it's doorless. We can't go through there.
He keeps going, I guess.
Okay. You keep sort of trotting down the hallway. She's sort of like following. Franklin, seriously, doorless is like just not someone we want to mess with, and this isn't gonna be a good idea. She's sort of like keeping up. She's pulling her violin like off her back. She's like getting ready here. You keep walking down the hallway, and you see that there's like an open door at the end. This one sort of has the biggest door. It's like super ornate, covered in various metals and pictures of, again, like screaming tortured faces. And there's like a big shiny gold nameplate on the door that says doorless. You all are. I don't know where the rest of you are. Did you come out of the dining room already, like into the hallway?
Nah, no. I'm saying that they're still down in the like in the dining. Like I guess I would say they should
We
stay.
haven't gone through the door yet.
Yeah, they should stay back. So
Okay.
they should stay like in the entrance into the dining area.
Okay.
Skippy is just hiding underneath the table.
Okay. Yeah, Skippy's
Yeah.
under the table. So yeah, you start to hear more of the conversation. So Dorless is obviously like having a talk with someone. Listen, we need to up the quota of torture downstairs. I heard rumors that there's been some escape attempts. Hopefully those are quashed, but you know how he gets when any of this kind of unruly behavior happens. And the fact that failure of a son is down there. Anyway, we know that he's going to cause issues down there. So pull it together. Got it? Or we're going to be having a better performance discussion here where you're going to end up in the pits, and I'm going to make sure that it's where the leeches suck at your buttocks. Okay? Great. Excellent. We'll see you tomorrow, and I hope to see better numbers.
Bronklin tries to walk right past them.
Okay. Yeah, you start walking past this open door. You look in, there's like Dorless the vampire. She's sitting at this huge like marble desk. It's totally gaudy. There's like all these plaques on the walls with various certificates. They're like weird courses she's taken and stuff for like leadership. And like it's all like evil leadership level 1. And all of these like random certificates. She's sitting there, she's got like her feet up on the desk, and she's just talking to this poor little like fiend. He's like this much smaller than the fiends that the folks saw down in the pits, and like smaller than the henchmen that you guys were battling, but he looks pretty shaken up. He's got this little like name badge on. It's like manager, but he's like pretty shaken up. He goes, yes, of course, ma'am. We will make sure that those numbers are up. We'll be there. I really don't want leeches on my buttocks. I assure you that I will be much better tomorrow. Thank you so much for your graciousness. It's been a pleasure working for you. He gets up to stand and turn around and notices you in the doorway. Bronklin. What are you doing here? You're getting sand all over the floor. I'm sure that the Lord Thorsimund will be very disappointed by all that sand. An imp scurries by to clean it up. Dorless sort of scowls at you. What are you doing in this hallway?
I wonder.
Did you lose your jaw again?
No, well, a while ago, yes. But I found it again. So now I'm going to attempt. So we're in a room now?
No, you're sort of going by this open office door.
All right, so I'm trying to walk past their place. Okay. I guess I want to try to wander in and probably attempt to keep attention so everyone else can possibly run through the hall or peek through the hall or something.
Sure. Yeah. How do you want to do it?
So I'm just going to look at the princess and I like eyeball her, like try to let her know that I'm going to go in, and I guess I'm giving her the eye.
You're like, yeah.
It popped out. Oh my god, my eye.
You're trying so hard to like wink and like gesture with your eyeballs. One of them just falls out. Dorless is like, ew, this is gross. God.
Sorry, it happens.
Can I do something for you? While you're doing, Xylia sort of backs up again, so she's really not in view of the door at all. Like, so she hasn't been seen yet, and she gestures like towards the dining room. You folks sort of see Xylia's hand gesturing you.
So I don't know what you guys want to do, but we're attempting to get you guys through.
Okay.
I'm gonna sneak on through with Remus.
Fuse is going to take a couple utensils off the table just because he can't resist and put them in his bag and follow the rest of the group.
Okay, so you folks make your way towards Xylia. Franklin, what are you gonna do to distract Dorless and the manager?
Dorless, the vampire, the manager. Okay, put my eyeball back in. It's been a while. And so I would now walk into the room, and I want to try to have her back towards the door, I guess.
Okay, so
Which
right
is kind
now...
of funny. Dorless is now towards the door.
Is she less door? Anyway, she is currently sitting at the desk. Like, she still has, like, her feet up on the desk. So she's sitting facing the door. So, yeah, what's your next step here?
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to... So she has, like... Is she in view of the doorway right now? Like, I'm trying to get her to look...
Yeah.
I'm trying to get her not to look that way.
Yeah.
So, like, does she have, like, a chair I can sit down on?
Yeah, there's a chair, like, in front of the desk. Like, so she's at her fancy chair, and then, like, this manager she's just been, like, admonishing is... he has gotten up from the other chair. And that's, like, sitting in front of the desk kind of thing.
All right, I'm going to try to drag it to the furthest part of the room where she'd have to keep eye contact with me away from the door.
Okay.
And then I sit down.
What
How have you been?
Very busy, Franklin.
So, what's the news lately?
The news?
Yeah.
The little manager fiend is, like, standing there, like, wringing his hands. What? What? I swear. You want your next performance review right now? Because I can tell you already it hasn't improved. Oh, am I dismissed? Or do I have to stay for, like, whatever this is? She glares at him. Stay until I tell you to leave. Oh, okay. He sits on the floor. Anyway, Franklin, what do you want?
What's happening lately?
Are you here to, like, revisit our relationship, Franklin? Because it was over centuries ago. It didn't work out.
It was fun. Yes.
That's not necessarily a word that I would use. A lot of body parts fell off. It wasn't.
Burned. No, I've heard rumors.
What rumors, Franklin?
That things have happened. Things changed.
Things have happened.
Things have happened.
I'm being very vague. Listen,
you
you can't. This is a slow burn. You have to let it grow.
Wow.
Roll me. I'm not really sure. A persuasion check, maybe. I can't tell if it's gonna be persuasion or performance. Roll me one of those.
A natural 1.
Oh,
Franklin. You get nothing.
Oh, we're never getting out of here.
Franklin, I don't know why you're here and trying to get information from me. I don't know what you think you've heard, but I'm pretty good at my job, and right now, my bullshit flag is flying, and that's for you. So, the next time you want to grab a drink and you want to pay for it this time, we'll talk.
Ooh.
But until then, there's the door, and you can take this shriveling thing with you. She gestures at the manager.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh.
I thought we were talking about something else.
Oh, I
was like, yeah.
I was
talking
wondering
about
who that was.
limbs falling off, you know.
Everybody's on the edge of their seat here for a moment. She also pointedly looks at Franklin.
I pick up the little guy, manager guy.
Yeah, you help him get up. He's like 5 feet tall. He's not like super small, but he's definitely small for a fiend. You don't know how he's the manager. Like, poor guy's set up for failure.
Yeah. I mean, it's terrible news that they've escaped. I start walking towards the door.
Excuse me? escaped?
No.
No.
Franklin, what do you mean? Now if you're lying to me, I just don't get it. I mean, it wasn't that good, but like please just what are you saying?
No. I've heard that people have escaped from the pit.
How did you hear this exactly? The manager is sweating.
Yeah.
Like, sweating hard. He's like, what? When?
Yeah. No, I've heard it. It was recently. Just a few hours ago.
What? You're doing?
Yeah, I don't think the king's gonna be happy to hear this.
Dorless like jumps up from her desk. You little. Oh, that's it. You know what? You're not even just gonna get leeches. You're gonna get burning leeches in a pool. I don't know. I'm gonna find out something else that's disgusting and annoying. But anyway, you're fired. I need to go do my job. Franklin? I don't know why you're in the castle, but time to make yourself scarce before I hide your jaw. Okay? All right. She goes to march past you and out of the office. Who's still in the hallway?
Hopefully you guys are fucking hiding in the hall.
Tripper.
Where are all of you folks?
Under the table.
I'm gonna find somewhere to hide.
Skippy has
in
left
the
the dining room.
Yeah, so most of them are.
Franklin,
Sounds like it was.
Tripper.
Is there like a suit of armor I can hide behind?
Everybody roll me a d20 for investigation to see if you can find a hiding spot.
Yeah, so I see the whole thing was I try to piss her off to the point that she's just going to storm out and hopefully not storm towards the dining room. Is what I was attempting.
Yeah, which is like it's a good point because she's not going to use the dining room to get there. That's like not where she would go.
Are we doing?
But if these freaking idiots are standing in the middle of the hallway,
Where else are we supposed to go?
Well, that last
just so you know,
somehow Xylia didn't get us across.
Just so you know, I got a 24 for my investigation, so.
Fuse does find a suit of armor.
I got a 13. Is 13 fine?
Okay, you've got a 13, Cirrus. Skippy's still under the dining room table. I will keep it. Rhea, did you roll?
Yeah, I got a 17.
Okay,
Nice.
and can you roll one for Remus as well?
Yes.
Oh right, the big dog.
Yeah, yeah. You're not gonna find one hiding spot for both of you.
Uh-oh.
It sounds like
He
a
doesn't
good
have an investigation. Do I roll for his stealth?
I think you could use the same.
Stats is yours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 'cause I have the book in front of me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, if he's got the intelligence, it'd basically be his intelligence modifier if you have one for the direwolf.
I do. It says 3, and then in parentheses it says -4.
Oh
Okay,
no.
so then it's whatever you roll -4.
3. Could he look like a statue? Like he won't move. I'll just tell him not to move.
You're like, so Rhea is like attempting to find somewhere to hide. Fuse jumps behind a suit of armor. Rhea, you find like a pillar that you can stand behind. You're trying to like call Remus. You're like, come here. And he's like cocking his head at you like to one side. Like, what?
Well, like, what are you doing?
All right. Well, the princess can just go grab the dog.
Yeah, Remus is like, he just sits down in like the middle of the hallway. Like he's confused by what command you're trying to do. He thinks you're trying to tell him to sit. Xylia like goes up. She's trying to like pull on him. Come on, doggy, let's go. Meanwhile,
He like growls at her.
yeah, this is all kind of happening during this
that's
conversation where they can tell that it's like it's going downhill. This like isn't working. And at this moment, Xylia can hear Dorless get up from the desk and start like marching out of the office. Xylia like quickly abandons the dog and she's gonna try to pull out her violin and step in front of the door. Just gonna roll a quick check for. Ah! Well, that's a roll. What is it?
Runaway dice.
Okay. Alright.
I don't like the sound of that.
God.
That sounds
She
bad.
rolled a 9, but she has a +7 for performance. So,
Oh.
it's a 16, so it's not bad. She's gonna step in front of the door and immediately jumps into this, like, really loud, like, ruckus fiddling, like, oh, Dorless, I learned a new song, wait, and she starts doing this, like, really dumb jig in front of the door, like, super distracting, like, jumping up and down. Dorless, like, rolls her eyes. I don't have time for this, Z, excuse me, and, like, turns on her heel and starts marching off down the hall towards, the other side of the house, and totally oblivious to the giant dog that's sitting there on the ground.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, boy. She starts playing Devil Went Down Shirt. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. So, yeah, off Dorless goes. All of you, she didn't see you. I think if one of you had been left in the hallway, she would have seen you, but it was a dog and wasn't apparently as cool. And
Wow.
now it's
Poor
just the
Remus.
manager. So you do still have the manager with you, Franklin, who would just be wanting to tell on you. So he's just had a bad performance review and been fired. He's crying uncontrollably.
Put a rag in his mouth.
I have no rags.
Or just eat
You
it.
have body parts. Put a body
So-
part in his mouth.
Oh, no!
Wow.
Marcus.
Time out!
It's literally putting the foot in your mouth.
Ah, ha, ha, ha,
Ha 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 ha. Oh,
Manager.
Yeah.
call me Manny.
ha.
I don't think I'm a manager anymore. Rough,
so
like,
you're
it's
gonna
been-
have.
It's been a few centuries, I worked my way up here. I was
Yeah.
just a lowly torturer, I worked in the clown department. You know
I don't
how
know-
freaking awful it is to work in the clown department? I mean,
No.
this is terrible. I really just thought I had something good here. I was trying so hard, but Dorless is she's an awful boss.
I just punch him in the face.
Oh,
All right.
He goes down hard. He did not expect it, at all. You just, knock him out cold.
Like, in the middle
This
of a
tiny
sentence,
little
just-
fiend.
And I hide him underneath the desk.
You tuck him underneath the desk. He's just out cold.
All right, good.
I mean, it worked.
Poor guy is having the worst day.
I mean, this is what I get for rolling 2 nat 1s, so.
Yeah,
Sure.
you didn't get back together with Dorless, and things just didn't work out. Oh boy. All right. So no one is left. There's no more offices before the entranceway. Skippy's still under the dining room table. The rest of you are in the hallway. What's next?
Everyone good?
Okay.
Yes,
I don't know how
you
she
run.
didn't
Get
know,
out
so-
of here.
It's right. I know Dorless. It's been a while. I know how to ruffle her feathers if she has them.
Ew.
She's a vampire. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're like, if she has
Well,
feathers?
what do you ruffle on a vampire?
Fangs?
I mean,
I don't
I
think
know how
you're
to ruffle
supposed to
her
ruffle.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Or just her hair, maybe.
Yeah. Right. I know how to make her mad.
Maybe get her panties in a twist? I don't know.
Does she-
Oh Lord.
Well, serious. I don't know if you know she doesn't.
No.
wear-
So is
You
there a way
know-
out of here?
I don't really want to talk about this.
you know,
Xylia's intrigued. Oh really?
It's just-
Dorless.
Yeah.
All right,
it's
let's
just-
let's Head
It's
down the
one of the-
hall.
It's just one of the many
on.
things that I
Let's
love about
go.
her.
Head out. Autobots, roll out. Let's go.
What's
Frank,
an
we're gonna
Autobot?
talk about this later.
Yeah,
But
what's up with
yes.
robot.
No, don't talk about it later. Just
Don't worry
ignore
about
it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Honestly,
You're
wipe
too
it
young,
from
you're
your
too young.
mind.
She pats you
I'm
on the
older
head.
than you. I'm older than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
We don't. It's fine. You know, serious. You know, it's okay. We have different experience levels. Thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow.
Xylia's gonna walk over to the hallway and kind of peer out into the entranceway. She's gonna whisper back to you, I think it's clear. I don't see anybody. But we better move because if Dorless is gonna sound the alarm on an escape, then we don't have a lot of time. Get to the front door.
I start walking towards the entrance then.
Yeah, you start walking towards the entrance. Again, there's no one in the main entrance right now. It seems pretty quiet. Everybody's sort of cleared out again. And you make it to the big doors at the front of the mansion and ease them open.
Different experiences. Older than you.
You want to talk about experiences? I've had this one really good.
Okay,
experience.
Mr. Shriveled.
Whoa.
No, that was the manager. That wasn't me.
Okay.
Starts undoing my one pant.
Oh god.
I will show you, not shrivel.
No. No.
Children play
Franklin,
nice.
put it away.
Rhea's pretending to like gag.
Also,
She's, like,
hello
her
and
finger in her
welcome.
mouth.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you so much. This is I want to say this isn't regular, but
Quality content.
It is.
it's super quality content. The questions of the undead's love life. Okay. Skippy, have you been convinced out from under the table? Are you with the crew now?
Yes, I ran up.
Okay, perfect. All of you sort of make your way through the hallway and out through the front door that leads onto the front steps of this big, hellish mansion. You see before you is the seat of hell, so the big city. In front of you are sort of the stairs leading down onto this dark cobblestone street. And as you walk forward, it's definitely like it's a little bit more bustling down here. So basically what you would know about this city, for those of you who are in the pits, you know nothing about the city, but Xylia, Cerus, and Franklin, you would know a little bit more here. But the Seat of Hell itself, it's sort of the hub of everything else in Hell. So the 9 layers, there's various like employees that live in the Seat of Hell. So all of them sort of go about their various, I want to say days, but there's not really day and night here, but they kind of have shifts. So when they're not in the 9 layers of hell, it's like a pretty good work-life balance, and they come back to the Seat of Hell for where they live and like their general livelihood. So most of the people that sort of work in hell are of course like demons and various other creatures who weren't sent to hell because of their wrongdoings in life. They just were sort of born here. So they all kind of live here in this little necropolis of hell. And then they go off with their like various passes to the different layers to do their jobs. So it's pretty busy here, kind of always busy. There's never really a nighttime, daytime lull or anything like that. So there's quite a bustle happening throughout the city. But none of them would be super privy to what has happened in the mansion. So not all of them would have been in the throne room. Most of them are just kind of worker bees who keep their head down and are doing their job. Everybody that probably would have seen what happened in the throne room and would know that Cirrus should be in the pits are probably still at this time in the mansion, because that's like where they work. They're more of like the higher level. So yeah, that's kind of an overview of what you would find in the city as for people. So in kind of front of you, the mansion sits at the top of the hill of this city, and everything else kind of stretches out in front of you. There's sort of various sort of residential area around the mansion here, and then you kind of get into a little bit more of where the sort of stores and shops would be, and you know, things like the pubs and all of that good stuff. There isn't really like an inn because nobody comes to stay in hell on a vacation, but there's lots and lots of like various like pubs and bars and those types of things. So that kind of lies on the outskirts of hell before the edge of it, where it's all flames and lava and leads off into the expanse of this wasteland. Yeah. So Franklin, you know that you're trying to make your way towards the Boots Bar, and that's where you might find the soul coin.
Yeah, so I kind of want to get everyone covered up. Like they should probably wear something so they don't stand out so much.
Yes,
There's
I was
not a whole
thinking
bunch of
the same.
demons.
Is there a costume store?
You might be able to look for one, but right now, like I said, like this first sort of layer is kind of the residential area, so you'd have to sort of make your way a little bit further into town to get to the shops and pubs and things.
Okay.
Follow me.
I am going to cast Disguise Self on myself.
Okay.
What?
So like more like I guess like a tiefling?
Yeah.
Because that seems yeah, tieflings would be in hell, right?
Tieflings
Yeah.
would be. You're pretty small.
Okay.
Can you like change your height with that kind of stuff?
Only
a
1
short
foot taller. So maybe an imp.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know, like a tiefling, I feel like they're usually fairly tall.
Fairly tall, yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, I'll disguise myself to look more like an imp.
Okay. Do you have to
Tieflings,
roll or
I'm
anything?
pretty sure.
Go ahead.
I don't think tieflings are actually that much taller than
No?
like humans.
Oh, but Fuse is
No.
like a gnome.
Yeah, Fuse is like
yeah.
3
Oh,
foot
this
tall.
is true. This is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I
so I'm like,
forgot.
Ooh,
I
I could
don't
be
think tieflings are gnome sized.
What are those like those dark dwarves? I forget the name of them.
Oh, like the Draugrs or whatever?
Yeah, something I forget I can disguise myself to look like one of them because he already has like the gray skin.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. It's a WoW thing. It's a World of Warcraft. They're like dark dwarves, but they're
They
like
do have those here. Like,
like-
yeah, D&D has
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're called burgers, but maybe I'm wrong.
Let me check the. Or it's like an iron
Dwarf.
dwarf or something like that.
yeah, an
Also known
iron
as
Yeah.
gray
dwarf.
dwarves were something.
Dark
in
iron dwarf. That's what
Okay,
they're called.
yeah. So I'll disguise myself to look like one of those.
Cool.
Just
okay.
curious, how old is Cirrus at this time?
I think that's up to you. How old is Sirius?
Yeah,
at
that
this
would
time?
be.
69.
No,
Because
that's
like,
way
how
too
old is
young.
he in the main campaign?
I actually never. Oh,
Wow, what a discussion we need to have here.
yeah. I feel like he'd be around 600 in the main campaign.
Okay. Yeah, so this probably wouldn't. It's not that this would be a super long time before that, but it could be probably like 20 to 30 years younger.
Okay,
Yeah.
500.
Again, hell kind of runs a little bit differently, so like time is a little bit wobbly, but
Give him 567. He's
567.
567 years old.
Okay, and then how much younger would Xylia be then?
She's about like 100 years younger.
Okay, so she would be, yeah, like let's say 470 around there. Okay.
Yeah.
Already
Coolio.
planning her 500th birthday. It's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be a really big party. It needs 30 years to plan. Cool. Okay, so we've decided on the age. Does that help anything else? Are you just like?
No, I
wondering?
just wanted to know how old he is.
Cool. Yeah.
Franklin, how old are you, Franklin?
Millennia.
That's
Millennia.
no, I
Yeah,
don't believe him.
I am I'm a half undead. So it's like I've been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
Um,
And
like-
it's
like
again,
my-
we don't
my
really
s-
know. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I was there before you.
Yeah. Franklin's been like, he's like, everybody kind of knows Franklin.
You're dusty.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
no shit. I'm shriveled. Remember you taught you
Yeah.
said that. You don't have to. You don't have to bring it up in front of everybody.
Well, I mean, you know,
But yeah, no, I am
stuff
old.
happens.
It's like I barely remember. It's like I have instincts that will kick in.
Right. The only one I'm not
35.
older than is Franklin. But I'm older
Mhm.
than everybody else.
There you go.
Yeah, so all of kind of the other
Um,
people are dead, sort of. Like they've died in the mortal realm and then have been sent to hell. So like their age again could be kind of dependent. Like your age when you died might be like the age that you kind of are sitting at, but like in the pits you could have been there for a really long time. You have no idea. It could have been thousands
Imagine
of
not
years,
being
it could have
born
been
in hell.
a year.
Right.
Couldn't be me. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so Fuse, you've disguised yourself as sort of a dark dwarf. Bronklin, you don't really need to disguise yourself.
Nope.
Sears might want to, but Xylia probably doesn't.
I don't have anything to disguise myself.
Yeah, like not everybody would know that you've been sent to the pits. Like I said, they're probably in the house. Yeah, a dwarger. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was what it was called.
It took me a while to find it, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, nobody believes me, but I know what this is.
No, yeah, I believed you.
But yeah, so Sears, like, it's kind of a toss. There might be someone here that recognizes you and knows that you should be in the pit, but most of those people would be still in the house because that's where they work. But Skippy and Rhea, like, you would probably stand out as being someone who should be being tortured right now, like as an actual dead mortal.
And I'm on a 10th level, so I can't do hide in plain sight. So I'm just gonna stealth.
Okay.
Zalia has multiple instruments, right? Or just the violin?
Xylia has like a bunch of different instruments. Yeah.
Okay, how does she transport them all?
So she kind of has like she has her violin on her back. She's got what else does she have? Equipment. No. Where do I see all? I literally just saw her.
I guess the actual question I'm trying to ask is if she has like a bag that holds all the instruments, and if she does, can I hide inside of the bag?
She has like a satchel, but I don't think you would fit in it. Like, how tall are you?
I don't know. According to my character sheet, I am. Let me look. Let me see. I don't know. I'm the size of a rabbit because I am a rabbit.
You are the size of a rabbit? Okay, so rabbit folk are only that big? Can't see. Okay, I mean, like, then, yeah, you probably could fit in her bag. I don't know. I thought rabbit folk would be a little bit more humanoid sized, but
yeah,
wait, how tall is Claire?
She's kind of normal sized.
I was pretty sure she's like humanoid
3 or
size,
4?
like not super tall, but like at least like a
4
small
feet tall.
human size.
4 like 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah. I would probably say you're around there, Skippy. I wouldn't think you'd be like rabbit sized. Like I think you'd be
Stop trying to be a itty bitty character every time.
He is the rabbit from Monty Python.
Yep, I'm the flea.
But it depends. What did you picture your character as though? Like, were you rabbit sized or?
I pictured
you an
my
actual rabbit
character as like a very big, like that really big,
like a big hair kind
species of rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So we
It's
could,
like
we could say you're probably like
domesticated.
3 foot tall or something.
Wait, let me look it up. Now I want to know.
I could
what
say
the
you're like a
rabbit-
gnome size.
As long as I fit inside the bag, I'm fine.
Still don't know if you would fit inside the bag, but
Nope, you
Well,
ain't
I
fitting.
don't.
like she's probably
You-
not gonna. She's not gonna like sacrifice her instruments to fit you in. She's
Right.
not that nice.
Is there anybody around right now that I see?
Tons of people, like lots of people bustling around the town.
Is there anybody that looks like I could intimidate?
Probably. I mean, people kind of know you, and so may not be as intimidated. They might just laugh it off because people kind of do pick on you. You don't really like know it all the time because you just kind of take it.
Yeah.
But people aren't as like scared of you. You're not someone that goes around and like intimidates people.
No.
You might be able to beat up somebody, and like you might be able to use like Xylia and Cirrus as long as the person doesn't know Cirrus should be in the pits. But they are still royal family members, so people would be fairly intimidated by them.
Okay, because I think with them, then we need to kind of get some cloaks going quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is 4 or 5 cloaks of people that we could kind of just take from them.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to roll me... Maybe roll me like a perception check, and I'll see if you can pick out a couple people that would be like easy to take a cloak from.
20.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of like walk down the steps here and you're kind of getting into town. These folks that are their residences are around here. You see people are shoving like left and right of you. A couple of them sort of nod towards you, Franklin. They know who you are. And you kind of ignore those people. You kind of look for the people who have like, they look like they've had a freaking terrible day. Like they've just been working in, you know, like one of the layers of hell and just like had a terrible time. And so they're not really paying attention and they look like they're maybe weakened from the day. Like maybe some of them are coming back from the level where everybody's constantly fighting a war. So
Right.
they're like really exhausted and could probably be either easily persuaded or intimidated into just giving you their cloak because they don't want to deal with it.
Okay. Well, then I want to walk up to him and try to get cloaks. With I bring Z with me.
Okay, yeah. Xylia comes with you. She tries to like stand really tall, puts on her like intimidating expression, and when she does, she's a demon, so she does look frightening. And she's also a member of the royal family, so they definitely cower as she kind of walks through the crowd. What are you hoping to do? Intimidate or persuade?
I'm just going to take it off their heads.
Okay. Yeah. Xylia's just gonna be like pointing at someone and just like she's giving you instructions and just like haughtily like that one, and you're just gonna kind of rip off cloaks from people. Roll me just a quick, I'm gonna say strength check.
8.
Okay. I'm gonna say a couple of these people are gonna fight back for their cloak. So you manage to snag one, and then you try to grab a second one, and this person's gonna like grab hold of it, and is gonna roll against you now for strength.
Okay.
Rolls a nat 20, so you picked the wrong dude. He turns around. You're trying to grab this the hood of his cloak off of him. Hey, what are you doing? And he pulls it back, like launches you a little bit. You lose an arm.
Sorry, I need Z here needs these.
Xylia like
pick
looks
my arm
down
back
her
up.
nose like as snottily as possible. That cloak belongs to the seed of hell. We gave it to you as part of your employment package, and we need it back. So, in the fine print of your contract, it would actually say that you need to give it up if we wanted it. So, it's ours now. He looks like really angry about this. He's like, but it's embroidered with my name on it.
Don't worry, I'll give it back.
Will you though?
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
Roll me a quick deception check.
Deception. Nat 1.
Okay. Xylia rolls a 12. Oh, so does he. I'm gonna roll off one more time. Ooh, that's a 27 for Xylia. And an 18 for him. Okay. Xylia and this like big guy like have this stare down at each other. They kind of like size each other up. And then he finally backs down and sighs and hands over his cloak to you.
Thank you.
You're not welcome. Do I get another cloak, you know, at another time, or Xylia just glares at him?
I start telling him, you can go to the bar and just tell them it's from Franklin, and you can get beer and stuff.
Beer and stuff.
Well, yeah, like food and drinks. I'm saying that he can be. I'm paying for his tab. That's what I'm trying to sell.
Okay.
Even though I don't eat or drink, so I don't actually have a tab.
He's like, what bar? There's quite a few.
And I point over to the one that's nearest to us. That one over there.
It's like the crappiest looking bar. It's like
I've been going there for years.
It's like the rickety, I don't know. The rickety
leaky
hole
faucet.
pub. Leaky faucet pub. That is an awful pub. But okay. Well, I hope.
Thank you. Move along.
He's so confused. So you have 2 cloaks.
All right. So should we try to cover up the royal as well?
Maybe just Cirrus.
Yeah, the royals, because it's like while we can use them as royals right now, it's not going to be good for later.
Yeah. So, I think Rhea is trying to be stealthy. Skippy has not really
You can't
gotten
hide.
people to hide or guys. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. Fuse is disguised. Franklin, you're fine. So yeah, we're kind of looking at Xylee is
One
like
more?
okay for now. Nobody.
Okay,
at this
then
moment
we'll cover
knows
up Cirrus.
She's broken up.
I'll give
broken
Cirrus
out
the one from the
Cirrus.
big guy,
Okay.
and then Skippy gets the other one.
Okay.
We have to get out of here. And I start walking towards the other bar that I know of.
Yeah. Okay.
Which was I wrote it down.
The Boots Bar.
Boots Pub. Follow me.
Okay.
I follow him.
All right, you all.
I do not follow. I'm kidding.
I go the other way and play with mice.
Yeah.
What? Squeak, squeak, squeak.
We're not playing Vittoria right now.
I was just saying, Vittoria, how did you get down here?
Yeah. Fuse is distracted by all the shiny
go
things.
to hell, but
It's true. Victoria's done a lot of sketchy things in his life.
Oh, should I roll for a stealth check if I'm
Yeah.
stealthing?
Yes, please.
Right, which dice am I gonna use?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's kind of like being. It's not necessarily like you're super hiding because there's not really places to do that, but it's more like you're trying to
just
blend in.
Like
Blend in
blending
yeah,
in with the
and not
crowd.
be obvious. Yeah,
with his giant dog.
20.
with a giant dog.
You get a natural 20?
No,
Oh.
it was 16 plus 4.
Nice, okay, that's
because I
pretty
rolled
good.
very high. Yeah,
I'll
20.
even say like Rhea, you find like a spiky collar to put on Remus that looks like super devilish, so that he looks
Guy.
like he
He
works
looks like a
here.
Now
devil
he's
dog.
one with the
Yeah.
crowd.
Yeah,
Hellhound in training.
yeah, exactly.
Hellhound and spinning, yes.
Not
too happy.
He's got the little like sweater on that says like I'm training. Please don't talk to me.
Please don't
He
pet me.
doesn't- He's looking up at, I have Remus looking up at me and he's just not happy.
Yeah.
Wait, so we have a Hellhound service dog? Is that what we're going for?
Yes! Yes!
Yes, he is a Hellhound service dog.
Yeah, he's like an emotional support animal. You know, he has like the little pamphlets you can bring him into the bar.
My little boy is growing up.
The little graduation certificate. Oh my gosh, I love it when you see those puppy schools where they're training like to be service dogs. Oh my god. Anyway, continuing on. We appreciate service dogs.
Yeah.
he has anxiety, so that's his service dog now.
Exactly. Yes. All right. So all of you folks make your way through the crowd and follow Franklin down through the residential area, and then you find your way into sort of the outskirts of the town on the edge, where it is all of these like various bars and pubs, like anything that you could possibly imagine. A lot of them are just like seedy dives, up to like super posh, kind of like if they were a penthouse, but there isn't really like sky high towers here or anything like that, but they're just kind of that vibe, and that's probably where a lot of the bosses of this underworld would be. But there's a lot of these like seedy dives around as well, where all kind of the normal folk are, as normal as you can be in hell, I guess. Then, Franklin, you kind of remember vaguely where this Boots bar is. It's sort of in between. It's not a completely seedy dive. It's not super fancy, but it's been there for like as long as you can remember. It's just a staple of the Seed of Hell is this Boots bar. You've probably been there, but you don't think you've ever met the owner.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I kind of remember, but I don't remember this owner, but it's this way.
You make your way through the street. It's super busy. Again, like everybody's sort of on shifts. It's not night and day, so there's no night rush for the bar. So it's just constantly just people. Everybody's on their various shifts from work. Some are leaving the bar and like obviously totally wasted and headed home. Other folks are just getting off their various terrible shifts out in the other layers of hell and are like headed to the bar. And you kind of make your way down this one particular lane. You see a mix again of all the different various pubs. And at the end, you see the sign for the Boots bar. As you come across it, it is a very strange place. Out front, you see the big sign. It has a pair of these huge, like purple boots on the sign. It says Boots Bar.
Boots with the fur.
Boots with the fur. There's like flashing signs all over it. And then this big door that leads in. It seems to be pretty busy. Like this is a bustling pub. Again, it's kind of a mix. So you get sort of some of the lower folks who are like, you know what, I'm gonna like splurge today and go to Boots Bar. And then you get some of the kind of like super fancy bosses who are like, oh, I'm gonna go to Boots Bar today and like hang with the lower class, you know. And so it's like that weird mixing of people. So it's quite busy today, or this shift, as you head on down the street. And you do notice there's like a couple windows as well, and they're all just full of various pairs of boots in weird colors. Like some of them don't even match each other. A lot of them are like they're either made of like alligator skin or various like fur boots. Like they're just every possible pair of boots you can imagine are just filling and like lining the windows of this place as you come up to it. You're at the Boots Bar.
I walk into the Boots Bar.
I figured.
We are now at the Boots Bar.
You are there. You walk in and you open up the door, and just like the place is bumping. Like there's so many people here. There's definitely like a dance floor. Yeah, it's just constantly boots, 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 boots. But this is like the place to be. Thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate that.
Thank you for the hydrate.
You walk in. You see there's, definitely a dance floor area. People are jamming out to Boots. There's, like, again, in here, like, the walls are lined with these various pairs of boots from, like, all realms. And it's just so much of a collection that's in here. They're all super colorful and, like, just intense. There's definitely a couple different places where you can order drinks. So a couple different bar areas. There's a couple places with tables. And you see, like, as you come in, it's got this high ceiling. There's, like, so many lighting effects in here. It's definitely more of, like, a club vibe. And you do see, like, there's a bit of a loft up top as well that seems to be more of, like, a VIP area. And so you can't quite see up into that area from where you are. But down below is, like, a pit for dancing, a couple different bar areas, and some eating areas.
All right. Real quick, Mr. God or Mrs. God of the realm. We got 2 minutes until 2 hours has been passed.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So I need to probably hop out. Officially need to be super done at like 10:30, let's say. So for me, that's another 11 minutes. So I'll get your like sort of next decision here.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess I'm trying to hunt down Boots himself.
Yeah, you're like fairly certain that that's who would have this coin because they're such a staple person. It would make sense. Again, you don't know what they look like. You've never met them. You just know that this is their bar.
All right, so I guess I walk up to the bar itself.
Yeah.
And talk to the Tinder.
Awesome.
The bartender.
Exactly. So you walk up to one of the bars. You do see like there's someone here. They're kind of wearing this like what must be a determined outfit. They have like a super fancy pair of boots on that are super colorful. They're wearing like a nice collared shirt. This particular bartender, he just looks like a human man. Like pretty regular looking, nothing too exciting, doesn't look too evil. But he seems pretty charming. He gives you a wink as you walk up to the bar. What can I get you?
I'll have my usual.
Franklin, that's a funny joke. We know you don't drink. But you brought friends with you this time. That's pretty unusual.
Yes.
I mean, usually it's people dragging you out of the bar to go bury you in a hole. Am I right, bud?
Yes, yes. I need.
But yeah, who are your friends?
They're old time friends. You know, they're all just.
Oh wait! That's Xylia. Princess Xylia.
Wow,
what a pleasure it is to have you here. Xylia kind of nods. She's like digging the vibes here. She's kind of like checking everybody out. She wants to go to the dance floor.
So, I need to speak with. Yeah. Well, sorry. Well, somebody else bump then. So, I need to speak.
I know. I should
with
turn on music. Turn on next.
Right.
Somebody put on Groovy Bond.
It's like I'm thinking like the music I hear right now is just from Blade. that one
Yes.
where the blood just starts flowing down. Yeah. That's all I can think of right now.
Everybody, that's on, I guess. For your friends.
But yeah, so I need to see Boots.
The bartender kind of cocks an eyebrow at you. Why do you gotta speak with Boots?
It's about a certain coin.
He frowns. Oh, what do you know about coins there, Franklin?
I've been here for a while, you know that.
Never expressed interest before.
It's not for me.
Kippy hides in a corner because shit is about to hit the fan.
Rhea's still trying to stealth.
It's for somebody that's dear to me.
Oh, no, I assume you mean Grandmare, but
Yeah.
yeah.
He seems intrigued, less worried or like mad, but he seems intrigued by you even asking about it. He kind of like his eyes flick to Xylia, and kind of around at your various party members. Double checks, you know, that the dog is wearing a sweater. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Franklin, but Boots doesn't really talk to patrons. You're gonna have to have something in it for them.
I do.
And what is that? What do you have?
He has to come talk to me first.
No, Boots doesn't come to talk to you. You go and talk to Boots.
Exactly. Right, Z? And I look back over to Z.
Z nods, like trying to be super cool. Well, tell me what you have. I can bring it to Boots. Boots can tell me if you can come and talk to Boots. That's how it works.
There's been a bit of a ruffle.
I just work here.
Huh? Oh yeah. There's been a ruffle at the kingdom level. It should intrigue him.
What do you mean?
We're changing guards of sorts.
Are you sticking it to the old man, Franklin? Yeah? We're gonna change it up? Boots might be super interested in that.
What?
You know what?
Can I walk up to the bar and kind of like place one of the daggers that we got off the guards on the bar would be like, we're already starting.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, you go up, you place the dagger on the counter. The bartender looks at it. That's one of the royal guard.
I thought you would recognize it.
You kill one of them? They're pretty bad.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Who wants to know?
All right. Well, you know what? You let me have this dagger for now. I'll return it. I promise. But I'm gonna take it to Boots. We'll see what Boots has to say. But that would be pretty good evidence that you've got something interesting that he might like.
I nod.
I nod.
I'm just gonna stand behind Xylia.
Skippy is
like
just
random
shaking
hooded,
in the corner.
hooded figures.
Wait, can I make an insight check on this guy? Because that
Yeah,
seems
go for
very. He says he's gonna.
Yeah.
Go
for it.
I mean, either way, I'll get the dagger back.
13.
13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're trying to figure out if he's lying.
Yeah,
He's lying.
I knew it.
We're in hell. So
Shocker!
Rhea just
What a
told me
twist.
says,
There's definitely
says
like
that.
something he's not telling the truth. You don't know specifically what is the truth, but he's not telling it.
I'm just gonna say I don't trust him. We
You
should
don't
probably-
trust?
He goes
we
to put
should
his hand
probably
on the
go.
dagger.
I snap my finger and it flies back into my hand.
Whoa. No, I thought we were really building a relationship here, folks. Come on.
We're
I need to
building
bring something to Boots
we're
or
building a
Boots-
relationship with Boots. We want to say Boots. And I put the dagger back.
Oh, you know, my job here is pretty boring. Same thing every day. All day. Could really use something interesting. You know, even if I lose my job, I mean, might be worth it. For a price. What are you gonna pay me?
I can't pay you anything.
I have nothing on me, so I'm naked almost.
I mean, me and Xylia do have a lot of money, just saying.
It's true. You folks would have a lot of money.
But I also have a feeling he doesn't really want money, so.
Yeah,
You want the dog?
I don't think we're...
He's like, you know, the dog would be really helpful. I could really use a companion.
No.
Definitely not. I take out one of my daggers and I hold it
Whoa,
out
whoa,
to
whoa,
his
whoa, whoa.
throat.
I was just kidding. Just kidding. I don't need your dog. I don't need your dog. Fine. But I am really reconsidering that I might need some, you know, a companion in life, but I won't take your dog.
Oh, a companion in life, eh?
All right,
What type of
No, I'm
companion
still
you
gonna hold
looking
my-
for?
I lean closer.
Xylia
Like-
wiggles her eyebrows.
I lean closer. I'm like, I have good information about a particular vampire.
I'm gonna lean forward and be like, what kind of partner in life you looking for, bud?
You like vampires, huh? Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think we need to back it up just a little bit here. I'm happily
You
compelled.
interested in demons, mayhaps?
I've
Listen.
I've been around a time or two.
I appreciate the offer. All the
oh man.
very
Maybe
wonderful
500
people.
years old, around that, you know.
I mean, I'm intrigued. That's anyway. I digress. Listen, all I'm saying is, whatever you've got yourself into, I want to cut. Whatever Boots
You wanna-
offers you,
Okay.
whatever you get out of this, I want a bit of it.
You want a bit of it, eh?
I pull my arm off and put it on the table.
I,
You want it now or
Wrong,
later?
I don't want your arm. I don't want your arm. I mean, a third arm in a bar though. That would be pretty cool, but I'm not really sure how I would use it. But you know what?
He overhears this entire conversation, runs up, and is like, "You want a bit of it? Well, I have a bit of anxiety you can have."
Who are all these people, Franklin?
Hey.
What a crew you have found in the last couple days here. So, here's the deal. I'll take you up to Boots. But I'm gonna see you on the way out, and I better get something out of this.
My
Whether it's a
offer
binding
still
contract,
stands.
Or, Cirrus,
Hey,
Okay.
baby.
Oh my god.
But Boots
Saddle
would
up.
probably be mad if I turned you away and you had something of interest, so I'll take you up there, but definitely gonna see you on the way out, and
Oh, I have something of interest.
Oh my god. Serious.
Thanks so much
Marcus
for the
is
bits
just
here.
going at it tonight.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
The song comes on.
Oh,
Saddle up, big boy. Let's go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Serious, like
Dun,
get into the
dun,
drink.
dun.
What is happening here?
I can't. Nope, I'm done. I'm done.
The bartender laughs like wholeheartedly. Still thinks you're kind of kidding, but like isn't sure.
There are no jokes down in hell, baby.
He gestures to a door in the back. Everything just sounds so bad now.
The door in the back.
He gestures to the door behind the bar.
Are we? All right. All right.
All right, follow me. I'll take you to Boots. He kind of waves at someone else that's hanging out at one of the other bars. Taking a break. Going to see Boots. The other bartender looks confused, but waves them off. He opens the door and shows you up a set of staircase that seems to be leading up towards maybe where the VIP area would.
This is fucking Boots, isn't it?
We don't know that.
Flirting with Boots. Oh, you know I'm gonna flirt with Boots, no matter what.
Do you follow?
Well, yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Of course.
You kind of go through this back door. There's a little hallway that leads up the staircase. It's not as fancy as like the rest of the club. You follow the bartender up the stairs. Yeah, the music fades out a little bit, and you find yourself at the door of a little sort of back office area. He opens the door and heads in. You follow in and you come into like quite a lush little office space. There's definitely like a bunch of sort of fancy trinkets everywhere. Of course, there is more Boots everywhere. You definitely see a lot of these like limited edition and like displays with Boots that like can't be touched and like all of this other stuff. The guy leads you in. You don't see anybody else in the room. He pulls up a chair at the desk. And suddenly his face changes into that of a beautiful green-haired elven woman.
Oh!
Hello.
And Boots. And that's where we'll end our
hello.
session. I love it, Mikey. This is Boots, isn't it?
I watch
was
enough movies. I
flirting
know
with
where this is going.
What
a
I was flirting with
Oh,
Boots.
that's
I was
awesome.
offering.
That's awesome. I love it. Thanks so much for playing, everybody. Everybody's mind was in the
Thank you so
gutter
much
today.
for DMing.
I'm
So
talking
great.
about.
Except mine. Mine was perfectly fine.
Yeah, exactly. You're on your like best behavior.
I'm gonna go back and clip the moment of us finding out about the vampire and no underwear.
Wow.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about it.
Am I right?
Oh,
Am I right?
We're gonna have a spin-off from this spin-off of like Doorless and and Franklin's
Franklin?
like weird relationship.
Oh my god.
What their first date looked like.
I want fanfic of it now. I want to get artwork done.
I'm going back to sleep.
You have to go mow the lawn.
No, I'm going to sleep, dog. I'm not mowing the lawn right now. I'm
God.
tired.
I almost said vacuuming the lawn. You're gonna have
Yeah,
That's
I'm gonna
exactly.
vacuum the
Vacuum the
lawn.
lawn.
Oh,
that's so good.
man.
Oh
yes,
man.
Marcus, go vacuum the lawn, damn
Go
it.
vacuum the
Hard
lawn.
day at work vacuuming the lawn.
10 out of 10. I would spend a night in hell again.
Yeah, exactly. So good. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for playing. I do have to head out, as otherwise I would sit here and just laugh about this session over and over again. But thank you so much for playing, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the bits, the hosts, the follow today, the hydrates. Thank you so much for taking care of us, and it feels good to be back. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully we will be back in the next week or two with
Good
either
night.
Cirrus or Peekaboo. Good night.
Do we want to?
night.
Do we want to raid
That's the
Lena?
day. Yes, we do. Of course we do. Let's set that up here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call her Z from now on. I can't say that
Z.
name to save my life.
That's
Xylia?
okay. Yeah, Z sounds good too.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, we're
alright.
gonna head over and raid Calm Games, who plays Lena in our campaigns, and go and say hello to them. over there. I'm gonna open up Twitch so I can actually make sure that I raid in properly here. Let's do that.
Good night, everybody.
Good
night.
Good
Good time
Good
zone.
day. Goodbye, everybody. Have an awesome rest of the week.
Bye.
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 Mikey.